All right, folks, we are now up to part 18 of my ongoing series, Some of My Favorite Autographs. My name is Andy Drifter, and thank you for tuning in. This is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars edition, the Duval edition. The Jaguars have been the worst team in the NFL over the past 2 seasons. They have only won 4 games over the past 2 seasons. According to Pro Football Focus, they achieved a C+ grading as far as their last draft goes. The main knock on them is that while they got the defense covered and they got some good acquisitions there, they are still without a number 1 wide receiver. Now, they did acquire Christian Kirk from the Cardinals during the offseason. Last year, he caught for 982 yards, which ranked 27th best in the NFL. Could he be primed for a 1,000-yard season, and could he make the jump to be maybe a top 20 or a top 15 wide receiver in the league? That is contingent based on the performance of Trevor Lawrence. How is he going to do in his sophomore year, and how is he going to operate under the new regime, which is led by Doug Peterson? I'm excited. Doug Peterson was the head coach of my Philadelphia Eagles. He led our team to our one and only Super Bowl, so perhaps he can steer Trevor Lawrence and company in the right direction. I got 5 autographs that I'm going to share with you in this video. 3 of them are with the Jaguars. 1 was just traded to the Jaguars, and 1 used to play for the Jaguars, but now he has moved on to another team. I'm going to show them to you. Tell me what you think. First up is a signed 8x10 by newly acquired tight end Evan Engram, who has spent the past 5 seasons with the Giants, as you can see in the picture here. He did make 1 Pro Bowl in 2020. But it's pretty safe to say among Giants fans he always fell short of expectations. He always had blazing speed, but the main issue with him were dropped passes. He dropped 17 balls over the past 2 seasons, so that's a huge red flag. But perhaps a change of scenery will do him good. Doug Peterson, who is the new head coach of the Jaguars, has had a lengthy history of developing tight ends, as he did with Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. Of course, he had plenty of time to watch Evan Engram twice a year while he was coach of the Eagles. So perhaps he can develop him into a top 20, top 15 tight end in the league. Engram and journeyman Dan Arnold are going to make the 1-2 combination at tight end. The Jaguars for many years have been lacking at the tight end position. So hopefully Evan Engram can improve that situation. I got this autograph in his rookie season at 2017. This was at a sports bar called Central Park in Roselle, New Jersey. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was a free signing. The only caveat was that you could not bring any outside items. This was the only item you could have signed. But hey, it's a nice picture. So there it is for the first autograph of the Jaguars that I present to you. Evan Engram, the newly acquired Jags tight end. This here is one of my more recent autographs. This is an 8x10 by Jaguars running back Travis Etienne. He is arguably the best running back in the history of Clemson. He was a 2021 first-round draft pick alongside Trevor Lawrence. A big part of the reason the Jags picked him is because of the chemistry they already had at Clemson. During last year's preseason, he suffered a season-ending foot injury, so this will be his official rookie year. According to scouts and teammates, he has been showing up and showing out at training camp with his speed and agility. He's going to have to be the number 1 guy because James Robinson, he tore his Achilles in week 16 of last year. And as of right now, to my knowledge, he is not at training camp, so he may not be ready by week 1. So Etienne will have to be the go-to guy in Duval. I got this autograph, I'd say less than 2 months ago in Greenville, South Carolina, at an autograph signing with former Clemson players who are now in the NFL. At that same autograph signing, I got a chance to meet and get a signature from Hunter Renfrow, wide receiver of the Raiders. So who knows, you might be looking at the future 2022-23 Offensive Rookie of the Year, Travis Etienne. And if you look on the lower left-hand corner, it is authenticated by Beckett. You are looking at 2 autographed slabbed rookie cards of Gardner Minshew, who is now the backup in Philly. But he did start off his career in Jacksonville. He was a 6th-round draft pick in 2019 out of Washington State. The 2019 season was built around Nick Foles. He was fresh off 2 straight playoff appearances with Philly. One of those appearances included a Super Bowl victory and Super Bowl MVP. But the Nick Foles experience did not last long in Duval. In the first game, I believe it was the first quarter, he went down with a collarbone break. In came Minshew, and he didn't miss a step. And it was only a matter of time before he won over the fans of Duval County. He threw for 3,271 yards, 21 touchdowns versus 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 44.6. That was in 14 games. You compare that to Trevor Lawrence's first-year stat line, 3,641 yards, 12 touchdowns versus 17 interceptions, and a QBR of 33.5. Now, in Trevor Lawrence's defense, the head coaching situation was not ideal. It turned out to be a mess. I'll talk more about him later on in this video. Minshew did regress a little bit in his sophomore year. I believe that was due to a thumb injury on his throwing hand. As far as when he actually suffered the injury versus when the team found out about it is up for debate. I think he was trying to play through it for several weeks. He realized what a cruel business the NFL is. So he was trying not to succumb to his injury. Before the season started last year, the Jags made their decision to go all in on Trevor Lawrence, so they traded Minshew to the Eagles. I think all they got for him in exchange was maybe a 5th or 6th round draft pick. So the Eagles got him for next to nothing. Is Minshew a starter in the NFL? Does he have what it takes to be a starting quarterback? That's been up for debate. I would take him over Jared Goff. I'd take him over Sam Darnold. Many people have compared his skill set to Baker Mayfield, so take that for what it's worth. He is the backup, but I know in his heart of hearts he wants to start again. I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but as of right now, he is an Eagle, and I'm okay with that. So there it is. 2 autograph slabs of Gardner Minshew. On the left, it is SGC, and on the right is a PSA. What we have here is a signed 8x10 by this year's first overall draft pick from the University of Georgia, Travon Walker. 6'5", 270 pounds, easily one of the biggest players on the Jaguars roster this year. At the Combine, he ran a 4.51 in the 40-yard dash, which is absolutely freakish for a man his size. Less than a month ago, Jaguars defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell referred to him as a unicorn athlete because of his skill set and his perfect blend of speed, strength, and athleticism. Their plan is to make him and fellow edge rusher Josh Allen a formidable 1-2 punch. The Jaguars are lining up pretty nicely on defense. I think their question marks are more with offense. I got this autograph less than a month ago in Oakwood, Georgia at Radke Sports. And if you look on the lower right-hand corner, that is who authenticated this. Oakwood is an hour north of Atlanta. Got a chance to speak to Travon for a few seconds. Seems like a gracious, humble young man. And for a youngster, he's got a very nice signature. It's just not a scribble. So there it is. It's signed 8x10. by this year's first overall draft pick, Jaguars outside linebacker Travon Walker. And the last piece I have here is a 2021 Leaf Pro Set autograph rookie card of Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. He is about to enter his second year. He was the #1 overall draft pick of 2021, described as a generational talent. He did put up one of the worst stat lines ever by a first overall draft pick. Now, that being said, there were a lot of things working against him. No #1 wide receiver, not much to work with at tight end. The coaching debacle with Urban Meyer. I think Doug Peterson is the right man for the job, and he will set Trevor Lawrence straight. Despite his abysmal stat line last year, every game he made a play or two that was like, wow. All right, I see why they chose him #1. I see why they call him generational talent. But I believe the patience is wearing thin in Duval County. They got back-to-back #1 draft picks. So they got to make some kind of improvement this year. Last season they went 3-14. So you really can't get much worse than that. But that's it for my final piece. An autograph rookie card of Trevor Lawrence. I most likely will break this out of its case and send it off for grading in the near future. So I took a good look at the Jaguars' schedule, and I can see them winning 6 games. Now, obviously, that would not be good enough to win the division. That is still going to be between Indianapolis and Tennessee. Trevor Lawrence, he was on the Colin Cowherd show maybe about a month ago, and he said that he has now developed a deeper appreciation for winning. After all, high school and college was a cakewalk for him. He rarely lost, and then last year was a reality check. So hopefully that has lit a fire under him, and he can have a great sophomore season. So there it is. Part 18 is in the books. I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you again soon in part 19. Take care, be safe, and thank you for watching.